Did you know that Moana and the Little Mermaid could be the same movie, just told in different ways? Ever wondered why both protagonists have such a strong connection to the sea and face similar challenges? What if Moana's journey to restore Te Whiti's heart was actually a modern version of Ariel's quest for her own identity? Get ready for a theory that will completely change the way you see these Disney classics. You're watching Horse Animated and I'm thrilled to have you here. Did you know that Moana and the Little Mermaid might be the same movie, just inverted? It sounds confusing, but this theory created by a Tumblr user named Intergalactic Ashkenazi makes a lot of sense. Let's compare the two films. In both, humans have a deep connection with the ocean. Whether fishing, sailing, or exploring new places, the sea is fundamental. Additionally, both Moana and Ariel's talismans feature spirals. Moana's reflects the ocean's shape, while Ariel's is a seashell. Intriguing, isn't it? Stick with us and see how these stories are more interconnected than you might imagine. Consider this. Both movies feature similar animals, like Tamatoa and Sebastian. Tamatoa is a huge, villainous purple crab, while Sebastian, despite being called a crab by many, is actually a red crab, as confirmed in the film. Furthermore, Tamatoa makes a direct reference to Sebastian in a post-credits scene. Both movies have a deep connection to the ocean and feature magical elements in their amulets. These coincidences are just the beginning. Additionally, both films share the same directors who worked on both projects. If you think that's all, you're mistaken. We're just getting started. After mentioning several similarities, you'll now understand why Moana and the Little Mermaid are the same movie, just inverted. In The Little Mermaid, Ariel is a mermaid who loves the human world and dreams of becoming part of it. Her focus is on going to land. Meanwhile, Moana lives on an island but is forbidden from going beyond the reefs. She loves the water and longs to explore the ocean even more. Both have parents who are authorities in their respective worlds and prevent them from fulfilling their dreams and desires. King Triton, Ariel's father, has a deep fear and hatred of humans, believing them to be dangerous. This feeling stems from the tragedy of his wife's death, brutally murdered by humans. Therefore, Triton fears that the same fate awaits his daughter and prohibits any contact with the surface. On the other hand, Moana's father, Chief Tu'ei, fears the ocean due to a traumatic event in his life. He lost his best friend in an attempt to sail beyond the reefs. His friend fell into the sea and drowned. Since then, Tu'ei prohibits anyone from venturing into the vast ocean. These prohibitions shape the journeys of Ariel and Moana, reflecting how their parents' fear impacts their daughter's dreams, whether on land or at sea. Despite the prohibitions, both Moana and Ariel are rebellious and determined to achieve their desires at any cost. They find themselves forced to seek external help to achieve their goals. Moana seeks Maui's assistance in restoring Te Whiti's heart, but he leaves her alone on the island, refusing to help her. Meanwhile, Ariel turns to Ursula, the sea witch, for help. However, Ursula's help has ulterior motives, serving her own interests. Surprisingly, the opposite of what was expected happens. Ursula helps Ariel, while Maui refuses Moana. Furthermore, Moana is always accompanied by Hey, a clueless and clumsy rooster, while Ariel has the company of the wise seagull, who, although not extremely intelligent, is quite clever. This dynamic between the characters, where one bird is smart and the other is quite naive, adds an interesting layer to the story and leads us to reflect on the different types of support we encounter on our journeys. Moana ventures into Lalotai, the realm of monsters, where she meets Tamatoa, a giant who openly admits his penchant for consuming humans. Meanwhile, Ariel dives into the human world and encounters Sebastian, a small and friendly crab, along with a human chef who also sings about his preference for seafood. While Tamatoa is a giant villain, Sebastian is good, despite his small size. And if you still have doubts, know that Lin-Manuel Miranda, the talented composer of Moana's songs and a big fan of The Little Mermaid, revealed on his social media that Tamatoa is a kind of revenge from Sebastian for a specific scene in the kitchen. In the climax of the stories, two giant monsters emerge. Ursula reveals herself as the main villain to Ariel by turning into a monstrous giant, while Moana discovers that Te Whiti is actually the goddess herself and was acting uncontrollably because she was without her heart. One shows being good and reveals to be a villain, while the other appears to be a villain and reveals to be good in the end. This twist teaches us that appearances don't always reflect people's true nature. Ariel leaves her underwater kingdom and her people to live in the human world, on land. Meanwhile, Moana leaves behind her peaceful life on land and embarks on a journey as a traveler alongside her people, exploring the vast oceans. And what about the connection between Tamatoa and Sebastian? In the post-credits scene, Tamatoa clearly mentions Sebastian's name. He states that if Sebastian were a cool crab from The Little Mermaid, everyone would be willing to help him. This subtle reference between the films makes us wonder, are there more similarities between Ariel and Moana than we imagine? And so, we explored the incredible similarities between Moana and The Little Mermaid, leading us to question whether these two movies are more than just separate works. Is this theory that they are the same movie, just inverted, just a strange coincidence? Maybe. But when we analyze all these surprising connections, it's hard not to be swept away by the possibility of a deeper connection between these two stories. After all, in the world of Disney, nothing is impossible, and magic is always lurking. Imagine Moana, the fearless navigator, as a mermaid gliding through the crystal-clear waters of the ocean, her passion and home. It would be a breathtaking and emotional sight, wouldn't it? And what about an epic encounter between Moana and Ariel, the two princesses of the sea, in a crossover filled with adventure and magic? It would be simply incredible. But unfortunately, we know that it's unlikely to happen. Still, it doesn't hurt to dream about these exciting possibilities that the Disney universe could offer us. Who knows? Perhaps one day? If you enjoyed this wild theory and want to see more content about the Disney universe, characters, Easter eggs, and fascinating theories like this one, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Click here to subscribe and never miss a new video. Also, leave your comments below sharing your own theories and ideas. And don't forget to share this video with your friends who also love the magical world of Disney. For new subscribers, here's a specially selected video for you. Enjoy, and see you in the next video.